Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Welcome to Cozy Conversations, the coziest podcast in all the land. I'm your host, Lauren, being joined by my sister and co-host, Michelle.
Hey.
Greetings. Remember last week? Season's greetings.
Season's greetings. Happy holidays. What
Happy
up?
holidays.
It's here. The holidays are here.
May your blah, blah, blah keep ringing.
No, we're just not even in the right.
Day.
You're not even in the right pitch. There, just stop.
You know, I'm working on it, though. I'm trying to come more from my belly chest than from my head.
So that's what you need to work with. You need to work on the power from the diaphragm.
All right.
And that's the same thing I think we tell Mel too sometimes in our band. Like you're singing your head voice a little bit and we want to get, you got to get more power. We want to get more power.
Next week,
Yeah.
You'll see it's going to be a different.
Power. Singing with Lauren.
This is
your plugs in.
Forget about Take your earplugs out. Okay, listen up, you guys. We have a lot going on. We've got a great conversation for you guys, and we have a couple announcements. We've got some housekeeping that we're going to jump right into. I need you to get out your calendars, and I need you to save the date, block out some time to hang out with us, the Sister Project.
Yes.
We've got 2 festive holiday events coming up. We want you to please join us on December 6th for a cozy canna conversation with the Sister Project at Neat Kitchen in Westmont. This event is sponsored by Curaleaf, and Michelle and I are going to be there with holiday cheer. We're going to be jolly, and we're going to share with you our experiences and why we integrate cannabis into our lives and how we do and how we, kind of bring it into our, whether it's social or whether it's working wise and whatnot. And on stat or on who else, other people that will be involved. We're going to have some Curaleaf bud tenders there. So if you have specific questions and you want to ask, you can do that. And then there's going to be a van.
No, it's not a van.
What is
it?
It
is a canna.
Is it a Sprinter?
It's a canna courier.
It's a Sprinter van.
It's a canna courier. And what's going to happen, ladies, is you are
it's not going to be like a kidnapper's van?
No, it's the windows. You'll be able to see in and out of it. Okay. And no, this is I'm most excited about this because our hope is that folks that are, new to cannabis or want to dip their toe, but don't know, maybe had a bad experience or hear bad things
or intimidated by going to the dispensary.
All of those things. We're here. We're going to share and talk and provide a super warm, cozy, comfortable space for that to happen. And then hopefully what's going to happen is you're going to place a little order at Neat and then you're going to go on your maiden voyage around the corner to Curaleaf to pick up your
block away.
First order.
Yeah. And then come back and have, a glass of wine or a sparkle water with us and talk about it. Share with us what you got. So this will be from 6 to 9. I'm going to drop those links for you guys to join us, the Eventbrite links in our show notes. So definitely check those out. It's going to be an incredible event. There's going to be a swag bag. There's going to be a giveaway. Just join us. Great ideas for also gift giving as well for those in your life that are also canna curious or canna enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
Also mark your calendar for Sundays, December 17th. We are going to be caroling and sipping on cocoa. This event is brought to you by Bashboard Candy Company and the Sister Project. I'm going to leave the Eventbrite link in the show notes as well. This event will run from 4 to 6. We're just going to get toasty and spread some holiday cheer.
Yes.
Listen, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. There's a lot of noise and we're not trying to ignore that. We're just trying to bring some holly jolly spirit to a little small area of the suburbs because it's something that, people used to do back in the day is to show some cheers, to sing and carol. And we all know how I sound when I sing, but I don't give a shit.
But you sound a whole heck of a lot better when everybody else is singing with you.
Exactly. Your voice is going to boom over mine and it's going to be fun. And on top of that, if you are looking for gifts this season, please consider Bashboard Candy Company. Her candy creations, they're all chewies and gummies, and by gummies, I mean just strictly just candy, are so good, so beautifully curated. And also our candles will also be available for pre-sale for that event.
Can't
So we
wait.
really hope that you guys will join us. We are really looking forward to seeing your faces this holiday season because, we're going to move into the hustle and bustle. And this will just be a really good time to spend some quality time together. Now, before I leave you guys, Michelle's got a quick review to share with you. And this is a good one.
Here goes. By AJ1948, it says fresh air with 5 stars. Love that. I love this podcast. I'm not sure how I found it, but I'm so grateful I did. I started listening to it because it had a Midwest vibe, but it's so much more than a local podcast. Great topics, and I feel like I'm hanging with friends. Thank you, Lauren and Michelle. You're welcome.
You're welcome, AJ.
You're so welcome.
Come forward. Show yourself.
Show your face.
You deserve a nipple tweak.
Yep, mouth kisses and nipple tweaks from the sisters.
You guys, thank you so much. We are still getting some reviews in, but we want to amp it up for the winter season to share with all of you guys. So please drop us a review. If you have not yet dropped us a review and you listen to us every week, dude, take 1 minute out of your busy ass life. And I know it's busy. I'm not being, sarcastic. And please leave us a review. It helps our cause and our business. Thank you so much, you guys. We love you. Happy holidays, season's greetings. Go ahead and stay fucking cozy and enjoy.
Whoa, bum, ching.
I have so much stuff on my frickin'.
Same. I'm surrounded. You can't see the amount of clutter surrounding my situation right now. It's all got a purpose, but it is a lot of random things. Oh, what you sipping on over there?
Not every morning, but this morning I made a cup of a honey cinnamon oat latte.
You really make those the best. I've tried to mimic that, and it's
really good.
But they never taste quite as good as yours.
Yeah, like when you're doing it right, when every time you make it, it tastes the same. Like you got it down.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's easy. I just do a little. Do you have one of those honey things with the honey stick?
No. Should I have one?
I think you should. And if you just hold tight, maybe I'll get you one for Christmas or something.
Okay. Stocking stuffer. Yeah, honey lovers.
Okay, wait, speaking of stocking stuffers, I watched this great TikTok yesterday. And it was this guy, I forget what his name was. And it was like one of those longer ones. Like he had something to say. Okay. He was going on about stocking stuffers or stocking stuffing.
Okay.
And he did like a poll and he asked I
love stocking stuffing, by the way.
Right. Same.
Love.
And he went out and was basically okay, asking the moms and just ladies in general. I think he definitely wasn't talking just to moms. He was just talking about, people in general, who is responsible for stocking the stuffings. And the women
stuffing.
What did I say? Stocking the stuffing.
Lauren, sometimes when I re-listen to our podcast,
I fuck it up.
No, same. I say things and I'm like, you know what? And we're going to just blow past that because people know what we're talking about.
It's like when you read those things that say, if you can read this and all the letters are mixed up, you're brilliant. I'm like, you got this.
You guys got this.
And women were coming out of the woodwork being like, oh, you mean, has anyone ever stuffed my stocking? Never. I am the only, stuff the stockings in the household.
I have an empty stocking. Mine is deflated.
This man, his mission this holiday season is to change that. He's like, let's take down the gender roles. Why are the women just stuffing the stocking?
Listen, I do know. Go on.
He's saying you need to talk to your other Santa Claus and your other partner in the home or whatever, and say, I will stuff yours if you stuff mine.
Oh, and maybe that has a second meaning.
Whatever.
I believe we have a stocking stuffer in our family, though. Can you guess who that might be? In our Mazzarella. Nicole.
No,
gentleman crossing.
Oh, Ben King.
Yes.
Our brother-in-law, Ben King.
He's Santa.
He is ho-ho-hoing all night long. Stuffing the stockings. Stuffing.
He comes to Christmas with a Santa sack.
He is a giver.
He's a giver.
His love language, and he also he gets excited when he's receiving, which I love his enthusiasm for giving and gifting. And receiving. But so I'm obsessed with this guy. And so now what he's doing, he's coming on and offering great ideas. So for instance, like what? He's like, don't get stupid little chintzy shit. He goes, I love watches, He loves fishing and he loves other things. He
Okay.
goes, get me things that have to do with that kind of stuff. Maybe a nice cloth to watch the face of my watch.
Love
Fishing,
that.
maybe a couple little doodads that you throw in there. You know what they're called.
Yeah, the lures.
The lures.
Actually think that even though I'm the stuffer and we want the men to do it, and Ryan's going to listen to this podcast, and you guys are all going to hear later,
stuff your stocking full.
Stuff the shit out of my stocking. But I have to say I'm pretty good at stocking stuff. No, I can't
have
say
fun.
It.
Have fun.
Stockings. My kids say that their favorite part is.
Okay, so what are you?
And
what
kind
of vibe are you going?
I take the same approach as what you just shared from that gentleman. I am cognizant of people's interests.
Okay.
And so I feel like there is always something, like there is a lure usually in Williams stocking, good small things. Like both of my kids really are into self-care and grooming and hygiene.
Body care, like skincare.
Well, Lauren, actually, no, I need to tell you this. Last night I was Christmas shopping and I was going through, my kids make a PowerPoint presentation. Okay?
Oh, I've seen it.
So Will made his
I'm
PowerPoint.
looking forward for both of them. Well, I wish every kid would do that.
Well, they are going to, because Mia taught Tori. Okay. So now Andrea's like, please, Mia. Andrea actually commissioned Mia to teach Tori how to create a slides on PowerPoint, Google. Anyway, I'm reading through Will's PowerPoint yesterday, Lauren. Yeah. He has a description, a one-line sentence as to why he's justifying.
So now he's like selling it.
Oh
he's
my God,
pitching it.
So good. So he has sweatpants, and underneath it says, "Never can have enough pairs of these." Okay. Plus. And then he has a Manscaped kit, and underneath it says,
is he escaping?
"Dear God, need a little help here, please." And
I am
obsessed
with him. What's he escaping? Like, does he have an armpit hair?
Groin and his balls, apparently.
Listen, the other day, Anthony manscaped like his chest, like his frontal body hair, and it was too much. He went down. He put the short. It was just let it grow back.
Well, don't ever do that again. Let me tell you something. Maybe you might want to look into this kit, this Manscaped kit William is talking about, because Ryan's looking over my shoulder and he's like, "Can you put 2 in the cart?"
Let me just see it. Yeah, you'll have to share that.
There is a little, like almost like a catch-all. It's like a little mat you put down for when you're grooming yourself. I mean,
that's actually a really good idea, because sometimes Anthony's beard is sitting in our sink for we all clean up after ourselves, but you know what I mean? He just sometimes take a minute.
Gross, Lauren. It's gross.
Great idea. Great gift.
We'll share the link. I'll share the product because I think it's a good one.
I just need to write a note here. Manscaped link.
Oh my God. Died.
So I think that all families, if they're into stuffing stockings and stocking stuffers, they should consider having that conversation with their loved one and be like, "Listen, let's have some fun this holiday season. I'll stuff some of these. You stuff my fucking stocking."
Totally.
Stuff my stocking.
Stuff my stocking, and then I'll stuff yours.
And then I'll stuff yours. Love this guy's idea.
Love this guy's idea, and loving the energy here. Loving the energy.
Vibe and high. You guys, right? I was at Michelle's house yesterday for some work, and she's like, "I'm going to make you a salad." She made her friend Marcy's tahini dressing, which was delicious.
I'm glad you liked it.
It was so good. Michelle didn't think I didn't like my salad because I didn't finish all of it, but sometimes I don't finish my food. But so Michelle assumed I didn't like it. I just wasn't hungry anymore.
She stops when her stomach is full. I just pop right past that feeling and clean that plate.
No, I just wasn't.
Did I live during the Depression or like the?
I don't know. You might be like a second time around. This might be your reincarnation. You've like all the food that you need. Maybe back in the day, you lived during a time like the potato famine.
Yeah, scarcity.
You were probably from the potato famine.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, welcome to 2023.
We don't have to eat all that
Pause when you're full.
No
need to overeat. So Michelle was making me this delicious salad. It was easy. It was like, whatever, all the stuff in it. And then she pulled out her bag of chicken and I was like, gross.
Yep.
And she was going to offer me some. And then she's like, "I'm not going to do that." And then I was like, "Cool bag of chicken." And literally she opened and she goes, "It smells like a fart."
And then proceeded to eat it.
And then I reminded myself why I
I'm gonna
don't
throw
eat
up.
chicken. I mean, listen, I
from a
miss
bag?
rotisserie chicken because rotisserie chicken is just good stuff.
It is.
Although, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. But chicken in a bag, according to Michelle, smells like a fart. So that's why I don't eat chicken in a bag
Thankfully,
anymore.
it didn't taste like a fart. That didn't translate into that taste flavor profile, but it's not my preferred. But, sometimes I need a little something more in my salad,
Mm-hmm.
Fart smelling chicken was the obvious choice.
Gross.
Sick.
My friend Mike Riley uses a term or like a phrase that I love, vom.com.
Oh, for something that smells like that's gross.
Like just
smells gross.
Vom.com.
Vom.com.
Like I'm in a bar, vom.com.
Yeah. I kind of love that, and I'm going to steal
kind of
it.
like bomb.com.
Yeah.
But vom.com. Like it's a good text. Bomb.com.
I'm totally using it.
So good. So I was out with my girlfriend Maggie. We went to the LaGrange Art League holiday market last week. You were there.
I was.
Dude, I literally was checking shit off of my gift list. I took care of.
Don't spoil. Listeners
I
might
won't,
be receivers.
but all I'm saying is that there are some fantastic local artisanal finds there. Please check it out. It's open all season long. And we'll link that as well so you guys can check that out. Love supporting small businesses. Afterwards, Maggie and I went to Luca's for dinner. And Michelle, you came, but then you left, right? Yeah. So Maggie and I stuck around at the bar, bellied up. I had a great dirty martini. And then we ordered our regular, the orecchiette with the broccoli and sausage. And as we're like kind of sitting there.
Because I feel like when Maggie's there, it's like a full order.
I have to be like Maggie. I have to pump the brakes.
Love Maggie, her eating style.
I love her. And I've gotten to the point where her and I now, I'm like, Maggie, that's just too much. She's like, let's both get our own pasta entree and a pizza and share a salad. I'm like, or we can share the pasta, get the salad to share and get a small pizza. And she's like, done, deal. I'm like, okay.
Tell Maggie next time she wants to go out to call me.
You guys and your appetites are amazing. She's sitting there and we're sitting there having our little cocktail and our food. And she looks over at the end of the bar and she goes, And she sees a woman standing there, a young woman. And she goes, she looks like she's one of the family. And I'm thinking, and I literally am like, how does she know Ken, the owner of Luca's? And I was like, it's so odd. Like, does she know him? And I'm like, and I look at her, I go, who's family? Like your family?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, gay lingo. One of the family means they might be gay. That's just, that is just a way of saying like, I think she was just observing this woman.
It's like gaydar.
AKA gaydar.
Got it.
Just another way that she I know. Hilarious. I love it. One of the family. And I'm like, is she in the mob?
The family, the gay family.
Yeah.
The big, giant, humongous gay family.
And then we went into it. I'm like, so what makes you think that? And so then she was just kind of telling me like a little bit about this woman's like characteristics and like what she was wearing and how she was just like held herself. And I'm like, that is so cool. And I saw the woman minutes before she said it.
And it wasn't even
my gaydar did not go.
She wasn't in your family at that moment?
No, I didn't see her in the family at the moment. But then after Maggie and I spoke, we agreed that maybe she was in the family.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, maybe next time Maggie should just go up and ask her. Excuse me.
Excuse me, are you in the family? Because either way, however that woman answers, if she's like, what family? Maggie could be like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were part of the Lucas family. And instead, and
gotta have a plan B.
But if she's like, I am in the family, Maggie can like bump fists with her.
Yeah, that's it. And then maybe go have coffee together as relatives.
As
start
relatives.
pen paling.
Something. Amazing. How are you? How's your catch up? Well, tell me everything.
Oh, it's great. Lauren, I started my morning laughing so hard because it wasn't rambunctious or like wild. There wasn't a lot going on, but I was kind of easing into my day and I looked at my schedule and I'm like, wow, I got a lot. It's like boom, 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 boom. And I got a text. I'm surrounding myself with these women. I'm working out. I'm really focusing on building strength.
You're in the Kyle Richards era, minus maybe being a lesbian.
Okay.
Because she really got into working out. Like, so Kyle Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, obviously the aunt to Paris Hilton, she like was in Vegas with the cast, and she woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to hit the gym.
Okay, well, I'll never be that person. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, on vacation, if my friends are like, want to go work out, I'm like, eat a bag of dicks. I'll be right here. I'm not that hardcore, but
Okay.
I will say that she looks amazing.
She
by
does.
the way.
She's one of my favorite cast members ever.
Same, always has been.
She's so good.
But I have I've been working out every Friday with Sarah Goggin at Core Power. We're doing this Strength X class. Shout out to Bobby Derrick, who's our strength coach. I love her so much. She's so great, which is why we keep going back. But Sarah sends me a text this morning, you going? And
that's just her poke. That's her poking you.
It's my accountability coach. That's who she is.
It's fucking cool.
It's fucking cool. And I was like, well, now
what are you going to say? No?
No. I was like, well, now I am. And she sent me a voice message and all it said was, let's go, motherfucker.
I need that in my neighborhood.
Yeah. So that's how my day started. So you asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing freaking great.
Yeah. What are you sipping on over there? I see you sipping on one of our sponsors' smoothies.
You'd never ask. I'm slipping on the blue banana.
You slipping on it? You're slipping on it?
We can't. I'm slipping on the sliding.
We didn't do our mouth exercises this morning. We opened our mouth and go,
I don't want to do that because I have blueberry banana in my mouth.
Dude, I love how they do the peanut butter or the almond butter on the side of the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So Upbeat, what did you get from the Upbeat Life? What is it? Blueberry banana.
It's called the blue banana. I get the same thing every time. It's blueberries, banana, almond milk. There's spirulina in there, and I think a couple other things. But this is my post-workout protein blaster.
Yeah, your blaster.
And
Yum. Looks delicious.
So go there, guys. Go get a smoothie. Use our code Beat the Crowd and get 10% off your next smoothie order.
I mean, I can always say I love a discount. You give me literally Black Friday's coming up, and I'm trying to be more mindful of my Christmas shopping, getting things done. My goal is to be done shopping by December 1. We'll see.
That would be
right. But I'm because with the sale, and I'm not like a salesperson when it comes to Christmas shopping. I just kind of find things and shop. But this year I'm like, fuck it. If I'm going to buy things anyways, why not be mindful of the discounts?
Right.
Now, seeing as though we just did a little show and tell, I have a show and tell that I want to show you. I talk about this every freaking year. And now that we're on, video, I can actually show it to you and our listeners who are watching. It's cozy season. It is getting dark. It is getting so by 5 o'clock. It feels like 11 o'clock.
Pajamas are on at 6:30.
Seriously. Here's what I've been doing to kind of go with the change, which maybe is not working, but I'm loving it. The minute I put Luna down in bed, which is probably around 7 o'clock, I go straight to my bathroom, take out my contacts, wash my face, put on my oils, brush my teeth. Even if I haven't had dinner yet, it just kind of makes me feel like a little refresh. I've got cold water on my face, so it's really been kind of just helping with my energy, sustaining some energy for the evening.
Yes, right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but now rewind to the morning. First thing in the morning, I light my candle. So I get up the baby and all that shit, and I light my candle. And I want people to become as obsessed with this here candle that I am every single season.
I'm so glad that you're selling Trader Joe's candles right now.
Oh, I know. We have our own candles to sell.
Guys, I'm going to interrupt this regularly scheduled program right now and just say we've got a whole host of fucking candles.
But listen, Michelle, they're $3.99. Fuck you. They're $3.99. Listen, because here's the deal. Sometimes it's just nice to have the ambiance of a white, unscented pillar candle.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
$3.99. Pair this with our Hygge candle, which will give you the smelly vibes. Hello, you want it. It's Fraser Fir, Moss and Palo Santo. But this unscented candle, what is it, 80 hours of burn time? Mm-hmm. It's just, here's why I'm bringing this up, because people get really down and out during this time of year. And it is incredible what a little candle flame, how it can change the feeling of your home. And I'm here to say, buy the pillar candle and buy our candle, Cozy AF, Hygge scent for this
And
season.
I just want to say you're exactly right. I completely agree with you. I too, as soon as Lauren texts me, I run to the store and I either get them for myself or I get requests to hoard them for her as well.
Yes.
And I agree.
The minute mine run out.
Yeah, and they're so versatile too. Like they are fine by themselves. You can put them in the middle of a little mini
hurricane.
wreath. You can put it under a
Or put them in a
hurricane. There's
hurricane,
like,
which is what I do.
you can get a bunch of them and dress up like a certain area of your mantle.
You can also gift a cute hurricane or like a candle plate and just send one of those in the gift with it, you know? Yeah. I mean, every time I go there, I pick up one or two. I hoard them because I will burn them now until February. Coming March is kind of when it's all about the mood. It is such a cool thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but they say that Danish people burn the most like white or ivory unscented candles in the world. They are the biggest consumers of candle burning because of their hygge lifestyle. It is just kind of like,
it's a real thing.
It's a very real thing. Okay, let's hop into, before we get into some, holiday, more holiday, convo. Let's talk about a lightning round of anything that you are reading, watching, or listening. You kick it off with what you're reading, and I can see here you're still working through A Little Life.
And truth be told, I've been not keeping up with it, but I will. Let's move on to other things.
Move on. So I have one.
I
have one I want to share. I am reading, and I've shared this before. I shared it when I got it. I wasn't reading it yet. I'm reading by Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. I'm on page 80, 85. This book is one of the easiest books to read because the chapters are 2 to 3 pages long. So you're just flying through little thoughts on how to open the mind, the heart, and how to be more aware of what is inspiring in your world.
I love that.
It's all about looking around you and seeing what you're doing and being present and being creative. And I've talked about it before, just about how everything has a little bit of inspiration in it. And there was a part here, he's talking about imperfections now, and he's talking about self-doubt. So really, there's just so many messages in here. Rick Rubin is a music and I think video producer. I think I got that right. He talks about how if you wait for the perfect time, for the perfect anything to create the perfect thing, it's never going to happen. He's like, just do it. You got to do it. You got to release the fear. And he talks about this in Japanese pottery called kintsugi.
Okay.
I apologize if I mess that up, but it talks about when pottery breaks in the Japanese culture, they will put it back together. And instead of like throwing it out and trying to find another new perfect one, they will put it back together and they accentuate the fault line or like the cracks with like gold to fill the cracks.
Oh, that's cool.
Almost to like illuminate the imperfections
highlight it.
of it. Yes.
Okay. And that's bringing me back to remember when we talked about, was it wabi sabi?
That's
the
something
Japanese
else.
idea of looking at the beauty in imperfections, broken things, weathered things. It sort of falls in line.
Yes, that falls in line.
I love that.
This is an incredible, incredible book. If you are wanting more creativity in your life, if you're in a creative rut, if you feel like you don't have any, if you are anything, every human should read this because there is fuel for so much to enhance your daily life.
Great.
And like I mentioned, it's a quick read. It's a beautiful book. It has like kind of like a linen cover. This would actually make an incredible
great
Christmas gift.
Yes, a great Christmas gift.
This is a great Christmas gift.
Add it to the list.
Love this fucking book.
We'll put the link in the show notes. How's everybody doing on the show notes? Are we figuring out, listeners, how to get to those show notes?
I hope so. It's really not that hard. But you know what? I get it.
Sometimes it is.
Michelle, I want to know what you're watching.
Well, I said I think in our last conversation that I was talking about Matt Rife, who's a young rising star in the comic world. And I watched his Netflix premiere that came out on November 15th. And I have to say, I didn't love it, to be honest, as much as I love seeing his shorts and crowd work and stuff that he shares on social media. He's still amazing. Yeah. I think that his success story is incredible. Like, I think that that's what I'm inspired by, is watching these folks and realizing these are not overnight sensations. Shit doesn't happen overnight. People have been working for a really, really long time to get where they are. And I'm here for all of that. So I say, if you're curious, go check him out. but otherwise, like, move along.
Okay, so
We're not really his demographic. He's a 28-year-old man.
So
He's
his
talking
topic's
about
just not
young man
relatable?
things.
Got
Well,
it.
they're just not, I'm not his demographic.
I get it. Okay, totally. Got it.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on Netflix. This, you guys, tune in. Listen, I'm here for cults. Anything that has to do with a cult, I
knew you would
totally
be.
tune in. Well, you're the one that actually brought it to my attention.
Yeah. Which is a
I
rarity.
believe it's called Escaping I owe you now. Escaping Twin Flames. And it's about a cult, a husband and wife who started this fucked up cult that the messaging here is basically everyone out there has a mate. Twin flame is what they call it. Soulmate,
Stupidest
love of
thing I've
your
ever
life.
heard.
Yeah, no,
Stupidest
twin
thing I've ever
flame.
heard.
Like, who even says that?
Just a cult leader looking for desperados.
And monies and pennies, because people, he is so annoying. Oh my God, this guy I want to punch. I haven't wanted to punch anyone. He's so gross. We're going to get there. I've not wanted to punch someone square in the nose in a long time. And this guy's got a knuckle sandwich coming from me. If I ever share the same space with him, I'm going to make one fist. I'm going to punch him right in the nostrils.
Like one of those old timey fights.
I'm going to round up.
Great.
And give him a good old slug. His thing is that
Did his wife bug you as much as him?
She is, talk about like a trad wife. She is like, whatever you tell me to do, husband, I will do. I am your servant. And she sucks for putting people as well in these situations. Yeah. So basically what the twin flame is that they will tell you, they basically assign you your twin flame. So I'm Lauren and I go to their cult and I say who they don't say it's a cult, but of course they never do. I'll say like, hey, I'm looking for love. I need my partner. I'm really happy in life. But the one thing I'm lacking is my mate. And they're like, great. Your mate is maybe this person, Johanna. And they're like, you're Johanna. Why am I sweating so much?
Whoa. Baloney pits are coming at you.
So they are like, your mate is Johanna. And I'm like, but wait, I don't even
know Johanna.
I don't know Johanna and I'm not a lesbian. And they're like, you're right. You're not. You have masculine roots, or they call it something. They're like, you have masculine roots and you're the man in this God vision of your relationship. And I'm like, wait, I'm a man? What do you mean? I'm a woman? They're like, it's time for you to start your transition. And so people transition their genders based on these yahoos who tell them that they are rooted.
To that point.
Yes.
You're kidding.
No, people literally have top surgery.
You stop it right now.
People leave their families because people will come out of the basement after being on the computer culting all day long. And they'll come up and be like, call me Rob now. And the parents are like, wait, what? What do you mean? And they get really kind of worried. And then these individuals desert and leave their family because they feel like their family's not accepting them for their new gender, which the families are on this documentary saying, it's not that. I just have never in their 25 years have they ever shared these tendencies of not feeling comfortable. This is completely cult driven, like transitioning genders.
This is it's fucking insane.
And then it's an MLM. So they are getting people to become coaches and they're making money. And this motherfucker, I don't even know his name because I forgot it and I hate him. He is so gross, the way he treats people and talks about people. And I'm just here to ask a question.
So rude.
Why and how do the grossest, ugliest dudes become so powerful at brainwashing and getting these followers and becoming like masterminds of humans? But they're so, and I'm not saying that looks are everything, but why are cult leaders so goddamn gross?
I don't know.
Charles Manson, okay? That listen, I thought about this last night. If you and I were to be like attracted to a cult, I know that I accidentally would have gone. I mean, I wouldn't get into a cult because I think I got. Like
I probably would be the one that would.
And I think that you would have gotten into Heaven Gates on accident.
Oh.
Remember Heaven Gates, that guy?
Was that the guy that was playing volleyball? Was that
No. That's Nixium. That guy too is so gross. Why he had all these lovers? You are so gross.
Well, can I just chime in for a second?
Heaven Gates is the old guy that said that the aliens were going to come on a ship and get you, and they all literally drank Kool-Aid and died.
I can't. Okay.
That would be you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this is, go ahead.
All I was going to say is that the one that I know that I would have been like, you're kind of intriguing to me.
Which one?
Is Waco, Texas. David,
of course.
because he's kind of like gross, but could be hot if he wasn't a cult leader.
If somebody's telling you, you woke up every morning and your name was Jenny, okay? And all of a sudden you find some new friends and they keep telling you ways to think and what you should be and who you really are and all this shit. And you're like, well, this is news to me. That is your sign to turn around and run the fuck in the other direction.
Run in the other direction.
Call the police.
I understand why people get into cults, especially when people are so desperate for one thing, especially if they're lonely or they don't feel like they have a purpose. Cults are very appealing because they can make them feel powerful, feel connected, feel included. And these people, but this is what's so interesting about this documentary. And there's another one on Prime that I plan to watch, is that this cult is actually still in progress. This isn't like they shut it down, they went to jail. No, these people are still running a cult. It is active. I've found people who are in the True Flame coaching on TikTok, and they are terrifying human beings. You guys get on it, watch it. Don't join a cult.
Check out the Better Business Bureau first before you get in on that.
Exactly.
What in the hell are we thinking? I'll never understand.
Moving forward.
Never understand.
What are we listening to? I'm going to kick things off real quick. Dude, I opened up Spotify the other day to listen to Christmas carols, and it popped up a notice that said, listen to Britney Spears' memoir. And I was like, listen to it? I just read it. But what are you freaking talking about, Spotify? If you're a premium member, which I am, so it's $10.99 a month for all the music, ad-free podcasts. Well, they've got some ads, but all that stuff. Now they are offering their members, premium members, 15 hours of listening time. 15 hours is like 2 books.
That's
like
incredible.
2 good books.
That is incredible.
I know. And I literally I was so ecstatic because I love reading and I don't always have the time. And I'm like, oh my God. And Spotify, it's already a platform that I'm a freaking part of. Like I don't have to buy another app.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you aren't on, and this is obviously not an ad, I wish Spotify was, we do actually work, anchor.com is our platform, but they're not paying us to talk about this. I'm just freaking stoked because I did not see this coming. It was
Lauren,
Christmas, came early.
The day that you mentioned it to me, I went on and opened my Spotify and I was like, well, shit on a shingle. She ain't lying. This is a real single. A real single.
It's a real single.
This is a real single.
So get on it. It's super exciting. I started Adam Grant's newest book, Hidden Potential.
Love him.
Yeah, he is an organizational psychologist. And it's all about just like unpacking the potential that we all have within to keep learning. The first portion of it is how it's never too late to learn something. And as we know, with like brain health and cognition, learning is something that just lubricates the brain. And this is just a great book. It's an easy listen and I'm really enjoying it. I highly recommend it.
I love it. And while you're on Spotify listening to Adam Grant's new book, go and check out what I'm listening to right now, which finally one of our listeners reached out a while ago, and I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but she asked if I'd review Grace Potter's album, Mother Road.
Oh, you love Grace Potter.
And she just released her newest album a few months ago. And I finally listened to the thing in its entirety, and I freaking love it. I love her. She's so incredible at singing like every genre. She can rock. She's got soul. She can do the country thing. Her range is insane.
Is she a rockabilly? Isn't that a type of music?
Honestly, the only person I've heard our dad reference that that genre of music before. She's more than that, honestly.
Okay, cool.
But some favorite songs, guys. Mother Road, Ready, Set, Go, Rose Colored Rear View, so good. Lady Vagabond and All My Ghosts. And I feel like this is about like chasing dreams and letting go. There's some lyrics of her talking in one of her songs about like her growing up that just resonated with me so much. She speaks to me. She speaks to me. She's like a poet. Go listen, enjoy.
And full circle, when you're done listening to her, read this freaking book, The Creative Active Way of Being, because he talks about songwriters and how writers and poets he's actually, the part that I just finished was talking about how Eminem needed to have just one static television on in the background while he wrote his music. There's another musician that he does not name that needed the radio on, the TV on, as much noise as possible. Another musician that he knows that needed complete solitude would have like earbuds in. He couldn't have a fucking sound.
Have you ever heard of Adele talk about her songwriting?
No, but I freaking love her.
She says that it's almost like a channeling. She says that
that's what he's talking
from a higher
about.
power.
Dude,
okay, I need to read this book.
I need to read this book.
Yeah.
And it talks about, like, I relate to it because I'm like, where do my ideas come from? Mm-hmm. And how can I better,
channel them and channel them, mold them into something greater.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. So I just looked up rockabilly because I want to make sure that this is actually like a real thing. It's a blend of country and Western and rhythm and blues.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like her, honestly. I mean,
it sounds like a badass. And it rose in the mid 1950s. It's pretty cool.
I mean, that sounds like her, to be honest.
Yeah. I love it. All right. So moving on from Grace Potter to Martha Stewart, the queen of hosting.
Yep.
She went on the Kelly Clarkson show yesterday and announced to the world that Thanksgiving for her is canceled. She is not making a motherfucking turkey.
Oh, and Lauren, what do you think about that?
In fact, her quote is, "I am all turkeyed out."
I can see why.
So what happened is I guess one of her friends like called in sick. Who knows? Maybe someone had like COVID and they're like, we're sick. And then everyone else just started canceling. So she called her chef friend and said, we're not fucking doing Thanksgiving. And I am here for it because she's saying no to something. She's saying no to something she doesn't want to do. So I applaud this. I love when people say no to shit that they don't want to do.
Look at how badass that is. Is Martha in her 80s? She's in her 80s now.
She's in her 80s and she looks good.
She looks amazing. So when you get to 80, you can just go
you can cancel Thanksgiving
to the main bird. Like no one cares.
She's done. And this is something I didn't consider too for Martha. She has cooked by the time Thanksgiving arrives, Martha has cooked close to 15 turkeys on television programs and different, appearances. She's like, I have made enough.
She's added up to here.
I could see why. Freaking like cheeseburger or like caviar on a pearl spoon, with a potato chip. So I thought that was really cool. But speaking of Thanksgiving, Michelle, I'm curious and we may have discussed this, I forget, but
it doesn't matter. We can talk about it every year if we want.
Amazing. What are your favorite Thanksgiving bites?
It's very simple and it's all bites mixed into one bite. I like to make sure that my bite includes a bit of turkey with some gravy, a little mashed potatoes.
White meat or dark meat?
I prefer dark meat.
Okay.
Yeah, a little mashed potatoes, a little cranberry sauce. I'm fine with can or homemade.
I'm fine here with can. For the can. In fact, I'm hosting. I'm going to get a can for myself.
Plop it out. Open both.
Plop it. I want to plop it and I want to slice it. Plop and slice. If I had a canned cranberry company, my tagline would be plop and slice.
Plop and slice. And I'd buy the shit out of your fucking product every Thanksgiving. And then a little sweet potato. All of those things melded into one.
Candied sweet potato or like savory?
Yes. Like the candied, like
with the mushroom juice or marshmallow.
No, with the orange juice and the marshmallow. Oh, but you did say mushroom, and Nicole does make a button mushroom.
Her sister Nicole makes incredible button mushrooms, which I think I need to make this year because they're just so flippin' good.
They're incredible.
Speaking of, I don't know my favorite bites. Like I said, I love a good plop and flop and slice of a cranberry, and and I'm super stoked though because I don't eat turkey anymore. And I used to like the dark meat as well. But this year I am making Tipsy Housewives freaking stuffing.
Can't go wrong with that.
So if you guys are not following the Tipsy Housewife yet, you have to because she is just glorious. She is the epitome of cozy. Yes. She makes home cooking old school dishes that you probably haven't seen in a long time. Yes. And you're like, oh my God, this is so good. People give her shit and she tosses it right freaking back to the people that are giving her shit. And that's another reason why I love her because she doesn't take shit from no one.
All of it.
But she makes an incredible stuffing using the chateau dumplings. And I'm obsessed with the texture of a dumpling. guess what, guys? I know it's going to be past Thanksgiving when you see this, but maybe you'll make stuffing for Christmas or something. And I feel like it's a good, almost like have the stuffing and make eggs on the side, and you can have that for breakfast.
I don't know. Tipsy finds she finds a way to use stuffing in other ways
at other times.
and at other meals. Yeah, it's so good that you want to have it more than just on Thanksgiving.
We need to have April back on.
I say the word.
Okay,
I'll text her right now.
April, if you're listening, please come on in the new year. Thank you.
Please.
And bring us some stuffing. Okay, so moving on from one bird to another type of bird. Another good transition. I'm so good at segueing these days.
You really are. I'm telling you.
I just want to say, I'm proud of myself because it takes brain work to do that. And I'm proud of myself for being able to seamlessly transition.
And I'm grateful.
And I'm not talking genders. I'm just straight up talking
about one idea to the next. It's impressive. And also, but it's something that takes practice. And after, it's not, and like you have honed the skill and you really take it. No, I'm serious. I love it.
Listen, I wanted to say good job to me, and I'm proud of you for all the things that Michelle is. Listen, I want to give a shout out to Michelle while we're shouting things out. Michelle is killing it in the sales department for the Sister Project. And as a one-woman team, I just want to say thank you, and I'm proud of you. And I love that you put yourself out there. See, I'm a little bit more introverted where I'm like, this introduction of like trying to sell something. And I want to think that I'm really good at it, and I get good at it. I help close it. You are magnificent at introducing the idea of this sale to our potential leads and customers.
Well, wait, now thank you so much. But now
I fly in. I'm like,
let's do this. I think people will be curious. You do just like that, just like a hawk coming in to finish the kill. But this is Lauren, our process, which I think is incredible. And I think this is why we work so well together. As you said, like I kind of get the ball rolling. I go out there, I find the biz, the partners, the collaborators, whatever. And then we bring it to the table, and then Lauren comes in, and then I sit back and I watch this creative marketing master hear what said new client is looking for
and needing
and how
we come up with ideas.
Them. And Lauren says, sometimes I do, but Lauren usually is the one that she
my brain
ejaculates these ideas, and that's why it works. And that's why it works.
If there's anything that I'd like to ejaculate, it's ideas.
And you do it well, honey. You do it well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you.
Now, going back to that original segue I had about 10 minutes ago, I'm going to bring it back. So speaking of birds, Gwyneth Paltrow is back in the news again for a concept that she is using when it comes to her children leaving the house. This concept, the way we usually call it is empty nesting, empty nesters, for more of a noun. And she doesn't like that. She thinks that empty nesting or empty nesters sounds sad and lonely.
It does.
And she's trying to find a silver lining in the term that she wants to use as her children grow and leave the coop. Is it coup or coop?
It's coop. It's a coup when you're...
coup's when you're overthrowing the government.
Exactly.
Like January 6th. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
So,
thank you. Thank you for just sure everyone's listening.
So she has come up with a new term, not as offensive to some, like a conscious uncoupling, but she's come up with a term that, honestly, I'm loving it.
I'm here for all of it.
She's referring to herself as free birds or free birding.
Yeah.
And I love it. Free. And then, and that's another thing. It's not to mean like the people that
you're being imprisoned, you're stifled by raising your children. I think she actually
has to use that word to be less sad about her children leaving. And Lynyrd Skynyrd's song, Freebird, is one of the greatest, maybe rockabilly songs ever created. So I hope that Gwen Paltrow is fucking blasting to that and enjoying or going to enjoy this time in her life when her children do leave the house. And I think it's a lovely sentiment and a wonderful way to think of your house becoming, quote, empty.
Coming from a person whose kids at the same time are going to leave the nest in less than 4 years, I have been looking and wanting to lean into a different, outlook on that whole next phase. Like when you read on Facebook and stuff, people will be talking about, your last summer before
Of
it's
what?
like somebody's dying of some terminal illness.
Like
the kids are
the
going to
plague.
college.
Oh
And
God.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And there's like a lot of like really dark, like emo, negative connotation.
Always.
So when you shared this with me, I was like, oh, freebirding. Yeah, I'm here for the flip of the script on this
You
one.
are. You will be a great freebirder.
I honestly will. And in a way, like that that's the next phase of life.
Yes,
And
it's a new season.
For me, it doesn't, my job was to give them the tools, nurture them, let them know that I was here to support them through anything that they needed, but give them the skills for the sole purpose of, so when it's time to fly the nest, they are ready to go. And that's what you want. And so free burden, here we come.
Yeah, and let the birds go out there. I don't understand why we have this habit of putting such negative spins on things. We've talked about menopause, and we're going to be talking about that in the following episode coming out next week, when we sit down with a reproductive psychiatrist for women's health and mental health, and we just talk about how we really put such a shitty spin on things. And there is research that shows that if you have more optimism and a healthier relationship with aging, you age better.
Cheers.
So maybe something like freebirding instead of, which it sounds like you're like getting naked or something. I love it.
Just running down the street. Straight, let's go streaking. The kids are gone.
One of the best scenes of any movie. Will Ferrell streaking in Old School.
Oh my God. Running past. Did he run past his ex?
His wife. No, his wife. His wife.
Waved to him.
I mean, I feel like this is something that would happen on LaGrange.
Do you know that there's a clause in his contract that he has written in that he wants to show his bare ass in every single movie that he's in? It's required.
I'm fine with it. I think normalizing Will Ferrell's naked body. Ass. I'm here. I mean, even on SNL, he always had his shirt off. Like always. Even when he played the cowbell, he was basically wearing a crop top while his belly was jiggling.
Don't forget when he was eating ham in the hot tub, he was basically naked there too.
What is it? A lamb chop? It was a lamb fucking chop.
It was different pieces of bone and meat. With Drew Barrymore. Wait, I need to talk to you about her.
What?
Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I just need to say something. So I've been catching her show a little bit. Do you ever catch it?
And TikTok, I catch it.
Do you notice the way in which she encroaches on the personal space of her guests by leaning knees up on a couch? What are your thoughts there?
And hand holding.
You would leave that interview if that were you as the guest.
Because here's my thing. I am all about touch. I love an embrace. I like a hand hold. Like I will.
Well, maybe you'd like that?
But there has to be an end. There has to be, let's make the connection. Let's touch. I'm here for it. I love it. And then let's release. Drew,
she's moving furniture around. She's rearranging furniture to get on. She's straddling her guests.
You know what? She is so weird. I love her. She's always been kooky. And that is the Drew Barrymore that I love ever since she flashed David Letterman on The Tonight Show.
Unbelievable.
When she was a wildflower child. And this is her season of life where she's wearing really large blazers.
They're too big. I told it to you in a side text. They're too big.
They're so big. I don't know why she wears ginormous blazers. But you know what? It's Drew. She's like Hollywood royalty.
That's fine. She's definitely setting herself apart from all of the other talk shows where they're all sitting prim and proper in their own personal space.
No, not Drew.
Wearing tailored clothing and their hair staying in one spot. By the time Drew is done with her show, her hair has had 50 hairstyles.
But you know what? I love it because she has talked about how she's like, I don't have the energy or the bandwidth or the care to be like this glamorous person. And she has a very beautiful soul. And that's what I think I love most about her is that and I do think even though she's in your face and on your lap, I think that is her unique way of connecting with people. Kook-a-look.
You're making me realize that I need to work on just being more okay with being touched and just different things. And maybe that's what's triggering me about it.
That's okay. And I understand, she had been through a lot and we're looking at a woman who was born into stardom and then catapulted it into herself into stardom by being an actress as a young girl. I mean, E.T. put her on the map and she was then going to Hollywood parties and smoking pot and drinking with her mom at like the age of 10,
Yeah, very young.
11.
Mhm.
And now look where she is. So I just see a woman who's been through a lot, saw some wild times and wedged her way through. And now she's just here to support other people. And as kooky as she is, I get what you're saying. And yeah.
Just wanted to bring it to light. Just wanted to bring it to light. Thank you
Love
for letting
it.
me get it off my
Oh my
chest.
God. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So as we wrap things up, what are we doing for cozy, mindful? Well, no.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Michelle told me on a text, she's like, sometimes you say the words in the opposite way.
Mhm.
So I'm going with cozy, mindful, well-being.
And just think about it in alphabetical order and you'll never screw it up again.
CMW.
Yeah.
Good
There you
job.
go,
Now I'm
sweetie.
there. What are you doing?
I'm doing a lot of things. I actually was having a hard time figuring out what I was going to
Your
share with you
favorite
today.
one.
I'm going to share my my supplement regimen. I'm having a hard time.
Oh, okay.
I'm having a hard time showing it to you.
That's okay.
But I have been really committed, as I've talked about. I've been taking ashwagandha since the beginning of the school year, along
How's
with
that
some other
going?
folks. It's good. I mean, I'm not noticing like anything really other than maybe my temperature in reactive moments when the
I
fight or
do.
flight. Do you notice?
100%. I just feel like you are a bit more even keeled. Not that you were like erratic and spastic at all, but there is something lighter and more, and you're easygoing always, but even
But
more
sometimes
so.
I get triggered and like sometimes I go, but I feel like, so I'm definitely committing to it for sure. And then the other thing is Lauren, I have to say I'm back on the Relevate.
Oh, right. Yes. Yep. Neuro reserve.
I've been taking my
brain health.
So listen, guys, I had a little bit of a backlog. I had, several containers because I fell off my regimen like a big loser because that's what I do sometimes.
That's okay.
And I was like,
Don't beat yourself up.
why am I not supporting my brain with these nutrients that are literally right here in my cabinet when my mom died of dementia and like, just like all of the reasons
a little
pointing to that.
conversation with yourself. Good.
Yeah. And you know what? This might be the longest I've ever taken a supplement in my life. And I don't know.
I just feel good about it. Listen,
I feel good even if there's nothing going on. I'm waking up going, I'm putting something good into my body.
It's great. And Relevate we used to work with them and they are a brain health nutritional supplement. And their main objective is to fuel their supplements with the proper ingredients that come by way of foods. So we're talking like, and I don't know the exact names for these certain nutrients, but I know the foods. So we're talking like dark green leafy greens like kale, blueberries. We're talking stuff that's in green tea, that's in hot chocolate. So all of those vital nutrients. Did I say hot chocolate? I meant dark chocolate.
Oh, thank you.
But I guess I want some hot chocolate.
Yeah.
But all that stuff that's in there, they pack it in a tiny supplement and I'm here for it. Listen, anything to do to help your brain health. Listen, this is what we do not get taught as we are younger to take care of our motherfucking brains. We're taught to take care of the exterior.
Yeah.
And it's really such a misfortune that we get older and then they're like, take care of your brain. You're like, fuck, I wish I was doing that my whole life.
Yeah.
It's never too late. You just keep working. Good job. Proud of you.
Thank you.
My cozy mindful well-being is Luna and I are having the best time in the park and we are slowing down. We are laying in the leaves. We are watching leaves fall. I'm throwing leaves on her. And Luna is reminding me, this little fucking 16-month-old is teaching me to really embrace, even more than I do already, but to embrace nature and the wonder and look at the little details. And it has just this was like one of my favorite weeks with her because we've officially seen all the leaves fall. We went to the park every day and the trees were getting more bare and more bare. Now they're like literally naked. And it was really magical to see this big shift in the season. And I have Luna to thank for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so true, Lauren. Like you have so many more moments like this age. Everything is so amazing through the eyes of a 15-month.
I've heard about it. And now that I'm experiencing it, she stops and talks to everyone. And people who wouldn't stop and talk to me because I'm just a person that says hello to everyone, they stop and say hello to her. And I don't mean like specific people. I'm just saying in general. I don't just pause and stop and talk to strangers, but people will stop to acknowledge her and then we'll have a connection. So she's just bringing a lot of beautiful
joy.
things more so
Mhm.
into my
That's
life.
amazing.
Yeah, good stuff all around. All right, you guys, we are hoping that you had a lovely Thanksgiving. And if you struggled this season, take some time for yourself. It is hard to experience the holidays when you are grieving or going through rough times. So be sure to
Yeah.
take care of yourselves. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. And as always,
Stay cozy, friends.
thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of the Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at the Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.